A blessed day to you, all my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the channel. All right, my peeps. So I have a very interesting one for you guys. We see where the former West Indian opener Philo Wallace recently did an interview on the Mason and Guest show, and he made it quite clear that he's not in support of Shivnarine Shandopal becoming the next West Indies head coach. He has his reasons, so we're going to go through those reasons and let you guys hear exactly what he had to say. Now, ever since Phil Simmons decided that he was going to walk away from the coaching role, quite a few people have been saying that Shivnarine Shandopal is the right man for the job and they should give him an opportunity to prove himself. Worse, when he went ahead and won that CPL title with the Jamaica Talawas, that actually lead the people to even say that boy Shivnarine Shandopal is the man for the job. So speaking on the Mason and Guest show, he had quite a few things to say. That is Philo Wallace. So we're going to go through the article, my peeps. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. So the article covering the interview starts and it says, former Test opener opening batsman Barbadian Philo Wallace is not supporting the call for Shivnarine Tiger Shandopal to become the new head coach of the West Indies cricket team. The man is not having it. They say, speaking on the Mason and Guest cricket radio show on Tuesday night, Wallace said that Shandopal lacks coaching experience at the international level and was not the man for the job. Now, he's quoted as saying, and I quote, Shiv Shandopal as head coach would surprise me. If he is appointed, is it based on him scoring 11,000 test runs? His coaching experience at the international level is very limited. So Philo Wallace is not working with giving somebody that has no experience or little experience coaching at the international level an opportunity and trying to work with them. He's not for that. Apparently he wants somebody that has good amount of coaching experience at the international level. Now he went on to say, we cannot continue to keep following people. We have to set an example. Shandopal has been a fantastic player. He has had some success with the Jamaica Talawas. Is it possible he can transfer that to red ball cricket? Is that possible? So that is the question that he's asking. We don't know enough Philo Wallace. You would have to give him an opportunity for him to show. So the next part, they went on to say, is there a bigger role outside of head coach for Shivnarine Shandopal? Can he be our batting consultant? Is he better suited for a role rather than being a head coach? These are the things that need to be discussed. Just don't appoint a man because he has over 11,000 test runs, end quote. So Philo Wallace is saying, don't just go and appoint Shandopal because he has scored a lot of test runs. So he's obviously turning his back to giving little regards to the Talawas title that he would have won, little coaching experience that he would have had with the American team. Plus, remember, he did some coaching also outside of those two. So, I tell you, my peeps, let us go through it some more. Let us go through the article. So, it says, Wallace 52, a former Barbados captain, said that selecting a lead coach of the West Indies or a head coach of the West Indies is going to be a major headache. No, this is him. And I quote, we need to get someone to get our young people to understand what test cricket is all about. Is Shandopal capable of doing that? I know he has matured. No, he is a better person, but is he not better suited to be a batting consultant? The head coach of Cricket West Indies is going to be a headache. If you have not appointed one for the new year, for the serious tour of Zimbabwe and South Africa, we are staring down the barrel of relation to application for the head coach job. So he's saying that if you go into the new year not having appointed a head coach, then you are staring down the barrel of having to still go through application even into the new year. You understand? So I don't know my viewers and subscribers. I personally I don't have a problem with them giving Shonda Paul a look in. I understand what Philo Wallace is saying though, that Shonda Paul, there's not a lot of experience at the international level, and you need someone at the international level to would have some experience at that level to really lead. But at the end of the day, you're not going to really, who are we going to find? Is he saying that we need to go outside of the Caribbean, outside of the region to get a coach? Or is he saying that we need to find somebody that probably would have worked overseas but probably not? I don't know what he's saying, my peeps, because I don't know if we can find anybody inside of the region like that. Unless he wants us to find ways to get in somebody from overseas to come and coach. So I don't know, my peeps. It is going to be interesting. That's all I can say. It is going to be interesting. But I definitely understand him saying that probably Shivnar and Shonda Paul would be best suited as a batting consultant or a batting coach, having to do with working with the batsmen one-on-one. You know, when it comes on to coaching West Indies, being the head coach, there's a lot of things that you have to deal with, a lot of politics. And for those who listen to this platform, you would know that Shivnar and Shonda Paul is one of my favorite players growing up. I grew up watching Shonda Paul dominating, so this is not me trying to take anything away from him when I'm going to say this. Quite a few people when he was playing, even when they wanted him to be captain, they always say that. But and maybe this is why Philo Wallace is saying that he has matured, he has become a better person. He wasn't the most outspoken person. He wasn't the person that would step forward and lead and this and that. But the fact that he would have gone through coaching programs and the man has matured. So I'm not going to hold that over his head like what I think Philo Wallace is doing. I personally, if there is nobody outside of the region, like if you can't get an international coach from outside to come and try a thing, then I don't have a problem with Shivnar and Shonda Paul getting a look in. And as we know, Curtly Ambrose is still open. The last thing Curtly Ambrose said that he is still willing. He has never turned his back on West Indies cricket, and if he's asked, it will always be a yes. You understand? Curtly Ambrose also spoke about Andre Kohli, saying that he knows his cricket. He has been around for a while now, so he definitely understand what is needed, and he understand his role. But you can see that Curtly Ambrose is offering himself. I don't know if he applied for the job or anything, but I could see Curtly and Shiv working together. Is Shiv going to be a batting coach and Curtly bowling coach, and then bring somebody else in to be head coach? Or is one of these guys going to be head coach? I don't know. I just thought that I would share with you guys what Philo Wallace had to say as it relates to Shivnar and Shonda Paul. I know some people going to start. I was going through some posts on a social media platform, and I see where quite a few people start to attack Philo Wallace, saying that he was an average cricketer, he was an average player who was averaging 20s for West Indies, so he should not be saying anything. And this is where I always say this. I am not going to go down that route, because this man at least would have represented West Indies cricket. I didn't represent West Indies in any format. So if I have my opinion, and I think my opinion is valuable, there's no reason for me to say that a man that played for West Indies but was probably not the best should not give his opinion on cricket, because that would take away from majority of us here. As much as it might sound hard, if we are going to say that somebody that was not dominant, even though they play for West Indies, should not have an opinion, then that would surely mean that most of us who would have never played at international level shouldn't have anything to say either. I call it as how I see it, my peeps. So I am just sharing this information. So just let me know what you think about all of that. Zin, big up on yourself.